game. Spend all your money on video games. Don't tell them why.
The fuck was that? It's that time of year again, spooky season, a time where all us horror fans embrace, well, what we already embrace all year round anyway, spooky, scary things. Films, books, and of course, video games. So I really fancied doing a bit of pumpkin carving this year. Problem is, I'm not very good at it. My pumpkin carving career is not what you would call extensive. However, I did do a Reaper from Overwatch a couple of years ago, which I thought was pretty good, even for an amateur like myself. But this time, I wanted to push it further. You see, I've been watching a lot of the Great British Bake Off recently. Fucking phenomenal bit of TV. Anyway, for those of you that don't know, they do this thing every week called the Showstopper, which is where the bakers basically come up with a mad idea and attempt to make it. So you can consider this video as my video game pumpkin showstopper. The rules are simple. It has to involve pumpkins. It has to be video game related. But just in case, so that this isn't a video of me just completely desecrating a pumpkin, because there's a very good chance that the idea that I come up with is probably going to be ridiculous and I'll probably fuck it up. So I need a backup point to the video. So what we're going to do is, whilst I'm carving my pumpkin, I'm going to talk to you about my top 5 scariest moments in video games. Backup plan. So yeah, there's a lot going on in this one. I mean, for starters, as I sit here, I don't actually know what I'm going to create yet, nor do I have any pumpkins. So let's just fucking get on with it. So me and Viki are driving to North Yorkshire today to a place called Bard's Barrow. I'll put the proper name up, but anyway, it's to make sure we get decent pumpkins, because supermarket pumpkins just ain't gonna fucking cut it. Get it? Cut it. Like carve. Anyway, listen, I'm just waiting for Viki to come out so that we can set off, and I've been thinking about what my pumpkin carve is gonna be. Is that the technical term for it? So those eagle-eyed viewers amongst you will notice that I have a rock hard obsession with the Nintendo GameCube. I just love it. I just love it. I think there's something so uniquely accessible about it. This little square, it cost like £120 to get when it came out. It's got so many good games on it. The graphics on it were smooth and excellent. Anyway, before I spend all day just talking about how much I love the GameCube and fail to actually get to my point, my showstopper pumpkin carve is going to be GameCube themed, right? So it's going to be a GameCube themed pumpkin that's actually playable. So that's one giant pumpkin with a GameCube installed into it, maybe the GameCube peeking out the front. I was thinking, if I can get one big enough, the GameCube logo carved out above, it's going to need to be a big pumpkin. If not, maybe some evil eyes or something. And also, it needs to light up, right? I obviously can't put a candle in there if I'm putting a fucking GameCube in there. So I'm thinking RGB. And then finally, to top it off, sweets, because it's Halloween. This thing, if I pull it off, is going to be the ultimate excuse to just spend all fucking weekend playing GameCube and eating sweets. And she's coming. All right. Full strip, Cats and Crisps merch. Tell them, where can they find Cats and Crisps merch? In the link below. He just did a massive fart.
Who did?
He did, but I missed it.
How do you know?
I heard it.
God, miles away.
No, trust me.
You serious?
It was chronic.
Oh, the small ones are so cute. Nice. Oh, it's too big. What did I say? Maybe we should get the big ones on the way out.
Fucking hell. Since we're in, are we not on the way out? Look at that for a tiny perfect pumpkin.
It's tight. What about mine? Who wins the perfect pumpkin competition?
We're in the actual pumpkin field where you pick them from the actual vines, if that's the word. And I'm on the hunt for some tiny little white pumpkins.
Bruh.
Couple of garlics. I see you. Viki. No, I've just found that in thing. A final haul. Job well done. Okay, we're back and I think I'm ready to get started. I'm sorry if the lighting's weird. I really couldn't find an optimal way of lighting everything because I needed to film from the front and also film from the back here where I'm going to carve the pumpkin. Also, the mic's a little bit further away from my face, so I'm also sorry if the sound is a bit fucked as well. We're working with it, guys, right? So, here she is. Oh. This is the pumpkin that we're going to use. It's big, bit dirty on that side, but this side is not going to be really part of the showcase, but this is a beast. Also got my tools, an array of tools that we're going to use. I'm not going to waste any more time, I'm just going to get into it, kind of winging it, but let's just fucking go with it, right? Like I said, whilst I'm doing this, I'm going to talk to you about my top 5 scary moments in video games. I say top 5, it's really the first 5 that came to mind. So like I said, my idea is to make this a playable pumpkin, right? And what better GameCube to use than the pumpkin coloured one? So I need to be able to fit this in. So what we're going to do is we're going to carve out from the back instead of carving the top off. So I guess that's where we're going to start. Right then, so whilst I'm carving, let's get on with the top 5 scary moments. Honestly, I don't want to sound like super cliche or anything, but I could have probably picked all 5 from Resident Evil games if I wanted to. In fact, I definitely could have picked them all from Resident Evil games. There's a reason that Resi games are just so renowned for being the top of the pile when it comes to scary video games. Anyway, don't worry, they won't all be from Resident Evil games, but I am going to start with one. So this one sticks with me as possibly the most scared I've ever been in my life, but that's because I was like 9 years old playing Resident Evil Director's Cut on the PS1. Fuck knows why 9-year-old me thought it was a good idea. There's so many intensely scary moments in that game, especially back then. The world wasn't as climatized to video game horror back then, and Rotten.com was still about 4 or 5 years out from numbing my teenage senses beyond repair. So when something was scary back then, it really was fucking frightening. But anyway, the moment that I still can't wash from my brain 23 years later is the fucking dogs jumping through the window. Wow, that moment absolutely destroyed me. See, the thing about that particular moment in this particular game is that the game moves slow. Like, it's properly a trudge getting through this game, so every inch of progression that you make feels like such a relief. It's simultaneously the thing that made these games so incredibly intense back when games looked like dog shit, but also the reason they're so hard to go back and enjoy in the modern day. Anyway, in this particular section, you've just got the sword key, and finally you can unlock this door. And when you enter this particular corridor, it's like really well lit. It doesn't give off a particularly creepy vibe. The bright lights, the relief of progression, the lack of immediate danger. It's impossible not to feel a brief moment of euphoria as the weight of everlasting fear lifts slightly from your shoulders, making you feel just a little lighter. And then this. It's fucking awful. Number 4 is the condemned mannequins. Man, the Condemned games were so scary. I couldn't decide which to choose between the doll factory from Condemned 2 or the mannequins from the first one. In the end, it had to be the mannequins. This game is just such a unique horror game. It's pretty much all based around melee combat. There are guns on it, but they're more of a luxury. It means that when you come up against enemies, you have no choice but to be up close and personal with them. It makes the game consistently intense almost 100% of the time. The problem is the combat is really clunky. It felt clunky back in 2005 when the game came out, so you can imagine what it feels like in 2021, and it can be massively frustrating. However, if you're someone who enjoys being creeped out, then trust me, the frustrating combat is worth it. You will be rewarded. So in this particular mission, you're in an old abandoned department store, which is now a crack den. But the department store is littered with old mannequins, and the crack addicts decide that's how they're going to hide from you. They're going to pose as mannequins, and as you move around, the mannequins get closer to you, but only when you're not looking at them. It gives you a sense of fear like little to no other games have achieved, like you're constantly under surveillance, constantly being watched, and there's an unforgiving feeling of claustrophobia. It's like an endless loop of jump scares. So good. Well, let's just see how the carving's getting on. Oh, the camera's froze. Okay, we'll come back in a bit. Number 3 is PT, getting manhandled by Lisa. PT makes the list because, wow, this is the scariest game that never was. Hideo Kojima's walking sim come playable trailer come ballsy announcement of the now cancelled Silent Hills game. This whole thing is putrid. Like, it will chill you to the core. The worst thing is, I'll probably never get to play this game again. I had it on my PS4 and I deleted it because you know how it is with PlayStations, there's no fucking space to put games on them. Anyway, when I deleted it, I obviously didn't know that the game was going to get cancelled and PT was going to be ripped down from the PlayStation Store. But like I said, this whole thing is exceptionally bone-chilling. There are so many creepy and scary moments in this game, but if I had to pick one moment which truly filled my pants, it's this moment where good old quivering Lisa will actually grab you in what has to be one of the most terrifying jump scares in anything ever. The seismic waves of the yelp I made could be felt on the other side of the globe, and I will forever be sad that I'll never experience it again. Nope, still frozen. Alright, we'll switch to this one. So like I said at the beginning, I only wanted to do 5 for this video, and I could have easily picked all 5 from the Resident Evil franchise, but I didn't want to do that. But trust me, there are so many beautifully terrifying moments across those games. Maybe I'll do another video at some point dedicated to just Resi scares, but yeah, it was super difficult to choose one because, as I say, there are just so many great moments. But I decided to go with this one because, well, it's still freshly burnt into my mind, and I also have a clip of the exact moment I experienced it because I played it on stream. So yeah, it's none other than the fucking disgusting baby scene from Resident Evil 8. I'll say no more, just watch. What's that? What the fuck is that? Oh my god, what the fuck is that? What the fuck is it? Ah! Oh my god, that's fucking rancid! What do I do? I ain't got any weapons! Oh! That's the most vile thing I've... Oh! I can't look at it! I can't look at that! Where do I go? I cannot look at that! Great, so I've got 0 footage of the intricate cutting section. Fabulous. Okay, so this one might get some stick because it's not really conventionally scary, but that's exactly why I love this one. So the number 1 spot for me goes to your first encounter with Pyramid Head on Silent Hill 2. See, in so many games do we see the jump scare or the intense following or stalking, but the simplicity of this strikes a new level of fear into me. You simply walk up the corridor and there he is, safely, securely, behind bars. You can't get to Pyramid Head and Pyramid Head can't get to you. Yet, he stands there, still, just watching. It's fucking awful. You see, this isn't a fleeting jump scare that's over within seconds. As you continue through the corridor searching the rooms, you are well aware that Pyramid Head has not been put there as just an ornament. It's a message. It's a message to the player that some point soon, you and that thing are going to come face to face. And the bars are not going to be there. It's a looming fear that hangs over the player's head. Not for long, mind, because it's only about 10 minutes later in the game that you actually do come across Pyramid Head doing this, which is equally terrifying in its own right. But yeah, seriously, that part of the game where you walk up the corridor and Pyramid Head is just stood at the end behind those bars is genuinely terrifying and just done so well. So yeah, this is how it turned out. You can see we've got the front there where the GameCube sits in it, and above it we've got the GameCube logo, which I hand drew and cut out. It was like the most intricate part of cutting that I had to do, and I captured none of it because the second camera crashed on me, as you all saw, which is just fucking excellent, exactly what I wanted. But anyway, yeah, this is what it looks like. This is the finished article, and well, if you aren't going to say it, I am. It's a piece of shit. It looks like shit. It's dog shit. But you know what? I had fun making it. I had fun picking pumpkins with Viki, and I had fun telling you about my top 5 scary video game moments. We've tried something new on the channel. I enjoyed doing it. I hope you enjoyed the video too. I hope you have an excellent Halloween. Like it if you enjoyed the video. Consider subscribing if you're new. And as always, I'll see you in the next one.